live. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm outside. No, we have some content creators that just want to sit behind their green screen and make you think that everything is all right. Well, you know, I'm really that guy that it's not really hard to really figure things out. Yeah. Um, Sometimes you have to be outside. You have to bring some certain form of reality or some certain form of realism into what you do, and that's very very important. As a content creator, the people that actually come to watch you have to really see some certain part of your life that you want, or mostly where you're going to, it's a little bit far off from your confines. Sometimes you just have to enjoy the moment and just pick up your phone and do streams. Sometimes just make it real to life at times. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Sometimes it just doesn't have to be just you, you know, totally behind the green screen and no reality. So sometimes you just have to put some perspectives into realism at times. And of course, Gunners for Life 82 is down here. My brother says, "Big up, Johnny. I hope you're well, brother." Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'm on a public transport. I'm heading to the supermarket. It's a special kind of supermarket this time. It's kind of like an African Asian Oriental shop to just get some certain things. Yeah, so I'm on my way there, and it's long distance, so I really need to take public transport for this one. But it's all good. It's a good day. The sun is not shining or anything like that, but no, it's it's getting cold. Even throughout Europe, the weather is getting very 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 cold anyway. But it's all good. But today it's not really cold. It's just something that you could walk around with a mini jacket or something like that. Doesn't really matter in it. Um, of course, my moderator extraordinaire is down here, the assembled. Big ups to you, the assembled. He says, "Good afternoon, everyone." Gunners for Life 82 says, "Big up, the assembled." Big ups to you guys, yeah. See, people, yeah. It's gonna be a shock one, but I just really want to know what your first 11 against Fulham is gonna look like on Saturday. People, I have a watch along in that Fulham versus Arsenal game. People, you have to join me for that one. I mean, even if it to be very interesting to watch that match, live on your TV screen. I mean, sometimes it's good to just pop in and critique some certain kind of things we're doing better, some certain kind of things that we're not doing better, where we need to improve on, and where we're really lacking or something like that. And there's gonna be lots of situations like that because of course we're playing Fulham. It's gonna be a cagey game, but we'll get perspective into all what we're talking about. 9 people in the watching us right now, and then big up to all of you for watching us right now. I'm in Helsinki, definitely. This is how our public transport looks like. Our public kind of like it's not a train, but it's kind of like an advanced metro, something like that, So, well, again, it's all good, people. So, I think my stop is coming in the next 4 stops, so I'll still, do some content. But people, yeah, please, I just really want to really get your first 11 and what you guys think about the team we have on ground. Keep in mind about the injuries that we have in the team. Um, People going to Fulham. It's a very very big big. Um, it's a big thing. Yeah, sincerely, most teams go there and really 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 struggle. Not because not because not because they have such a good team or something like that. It's just because they have a very, very dogged team. That team, is a team that can really, stick their legs into challenges, and they have some certain kind of players that can really, catch you unawares, catch you in a counter attack, and just approach you in a very, very awkward way. And they have a very tricky manager in Andre Silva. I mean, I'm not propagating that Andre Silva is, kind of like a manager that I would want at Arsenal. It's not that, and not that he's a bad manager either. It's just that he's just stuck in that middle, and at Arsenal right now, what we really do need is not managers that are stuck in dogfights in mid-table teams, but I want our elite managers. So even if I do respect Andre Silva, as a manager, I don't really think you know, he's what we need at the football club. I think Ateta is better than him. But again, in recent times that we've met in Craven Cottage, I mean, Andre Silva is, he's been very stubborn. He's been very stubborn with us. The last time Arsenal won against Fulham was in 2023, where we beat them 3-0, away from home. But I mean, since then, it has been blanks. We've gone there, we've lost our last two meetings there. They've taken points from us, and don't forget they took precious points from us when we were going for that title head on. Fulham is one of those teams, yeah, that they will latch onto those challenges. They're strong, but sometimes they defend compactly when they want to really stifle your attack, and that's what they've always done to the Arsenal. They know the positions where they should stifle. In recent meetings at Craven Cottage, they've stifled Bukayo Saka. You know, they've stifled Martin Odegaard. You know, and Martinelli has had stinkers down there at Craven Cottage. So Mikel Arteta has to go down there with a different idea, with a different opinion, with a different skill set. But the thing there is that Arsenal is now so blessed in a way that there's so many changes. Yeah. Yes, Tech Hop. It's a local train, definitely. Yeah. And big ups to you, Tech Hop, man. How you doing? Hope you're good. If you're just popping into my channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and show us some love. The assembled says here, it says, well, Marino, Zumi, Rice, possibly. That guy we brought from Bournemouth. Hopefully, Eze starts ahead of him. Yeah. Not the guy we brought from Bournemouth. It's not. He didn't play for Bournemouth. You're talking of Nordgaard, and Nordgaard, we brought him from Brentford. Not Bournemouth, but again, I hear you, the assembled. One mistake, it doesn't really matter in it. The assembled says tech, big ups. Yeah, exactly. So, Fulham is one of these dogged teams here that we really, really, really have to be very careful about. Yeah, they play compactly. Andres Silva, even if he's a mid-table manager, is a very calculative manager. He's got Mikel Arteta's number. Let's don't pretend, yeah, people. Let's don't pretend as if Andre Silva hasn't got Mikel Arteta's number. He has his number. Yeah, he's beaten him a few times. He's stifled him off point a few times. He knows how to dig in deep and kind of like stifle him. Yeah, take our point, dig in deep and get those points. Yeah, and he's done it in the past two seasons. The last time we went down to Caribbean, it was a 1-1 draw. The last time we went down there, they beat us 2-1. So, but in the grand scheme of things, yeah, the man knows how to get points from Arsenal. And that's just because he has the blueprint. He knows how to engage Mikel Arteta. He knows how to, just poke the bear and stifle our attackers. And again, Andre Silva knows how to go on that counter attack. They could just sit back and catch you unawares. Yeah, they know how to stick their legs into those gritty challenges. And they also have a couple of players that Arsenal have actually strengthened them with, that are actually decent players that could actually creep up on you. They're not those kind of players that would completely put you under pressure for complete 20-30 minutes. No, they're not going to do that with you. They're gonna pick the challenges skillfully. They're gonna pick the challenges with lots of intelligence. They're gonna stifle you here and there. They're gonna rotate between a mid block and a low block. Andre Silva knows all about that. Um, the thing there is that this season, I really did think that Fulham would go places this season, but for some reason they started the season lackluster. They're not really that good. Not really, they don't look really that potent in front of goal either. Fulham have considered like 11 goals this season. Not good enough when you're eyeing Conference League places or Europa League places. Considering goals like that, isn't something good, or isn't something that would help your team establish those goals. They've considered the same amount of goals that Man United have considered the season in 11 goals. Just imagine in 7 games, you've considered 11 goals. So there's just something wrong about the defense in it. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, if you look at it into it, yeah, they've considered 11 goals, while the second team on the table, which is Liverpool, have actually considered 9. I mean, that's a far, far, far tail, yeah, from what Arsenal have actually considered this season. Arsenal have only considered 3 goals this season. I mean, people, I take pride in saying that Arsenal has the best defense in the whole of Europe. I mean, Gabriel Saliba coming back from internationals, yeah, no injuries, they're looking good. And even if there's any knock or anything, Saliba could be called upon. People, Nkape, yeah, the Ecuadorian captain, he's back for the Arsenal. So, I mean, when you look at our back four and look at the quality that we have back in the bench, I mean, you just have to herald what we've built at the back and what Berta has actually succeeded in actually doing down there for us. We've built a very, very strong back four. So going into this matchup, yeah, I don't really have the same kind of I don't really have the same kind of threat level that I had last season, because we do have a team that could really, really, really trouble Fulham to the foundations. We can shake them up a little bit. We can impose ourselves in the game. We have tricky players that can get us into those situations, get us into dangerous situations. Yeah, we'll be missing players like Madueke, who would have been very, very, very important in this game, because we need that kind of player that could just probe into enemy territory and get into more dangerous spots and dangerous situations, open the game up and kind of like break up the low blocks of this team. Yeah, because I mean, I just really think that Fulham is gonna read the room. They're gonna read the room. They're gonna see that Arsenal has they're gonna see that we have a more ferocious team. They're gonna see that we have a more potent attack going forward. I mean, don't I mean, look no further, yeah, people, yeah. That that Fulham team, yeah, they they would they would look at us, that Arsenal team, yeah, and they'll say, you know what, yeah, going forward, Arsenal have more than enough to actually disgrace us. They know our back four is compact. So I mean, even they will, they would shudder. They would kind of like, they'll read the room. And again, that's not a guarantee, yeah, people. Let me just state that, yeah, that won't be a guarantee that we're gonna beat them. But I know they're gonna read the room. So Andrew Silva knows that defensively they're not good enough. He knows you have to dig deep to really get something out of this game. And with most teams, yeah, this season that decide to, this mid-table teams that just decide to, to step up to us, they know that we have enough to actually cause problems for them. So I don't really think that Fulham would want to try to outgun us or totally impose themselves on us. Mostly since they've been conceding goals, people. Fulham has been conceding goals. So they'll be wary, they'll read the room, they would understand that they have to keep it compact defensively, and that's what leads me to the thought that they might decide to keep a low block. If they decide to keep a low block, now that's where players like Eze, would become a very, very important in this game. So we need our tricky players to help us out. And for some reason, I don't know, man. I saw clips of Martinelli. I mean, I know I banned that name on my channel, but people, he scored a couple of goals to bail us out, so he's in my good graces for some couple of Arsenal games. So I won't kind of like just totally throw him out the window. He's improved just a little bit. And again, when you see the game against Brazil, I mean, look at that goal he scored. He's looking okay, So I would just say Martinelli from the bench. How about that? Yeah. Until he really proves to me that he can, that he can cut it, week in, week out. And the good thing there is that we don't have internationals no more. Those internationals are gone. So the players will be locked in and more focused on club football. So we don't really need to fear about injuries and all this, and all this other external stuff that I'll be worrying about. It's all locked in. So, I mean, yeah, first 11. But someone saying something in the charts. Gunners for Life says, we should be beaten. So we should be beating them easy. Our defense is good enough to keep a clean sheet. And I hear you. Arsenal have always been keeping clean sheets. Yeah, we need that clean sheet, people. I mean, all these mid-table teams, yeah, we need to actually beat this mid-table teams and keep a clean sheet. I really want us, yeah, to this season, yeah, not only punish these teams, yeah, but to also keep clean sheets while doing that. It's very important because it sends that message that, hey, our defense are not playing, yeah, but we'll eat up anything, yeah, we'll soak up all that pressure, no problem. But you see that goal, we're not giving it up. That's what I want this team to really understand. So it limits the tactics that this team decide to come down here to play with. I'm sorry, I'm just crossing the road just a little bit. So yeah, we're back, people. So players like Eze, very important in this game. Players like Eze, extremely important. Big ups to Samuel. Samuel, how you doing? He says, we can take the risk against Fulham. Again, we have to take this risk. Mostly against a team like Fulham. I don't think they have enough going forward. I mean, how many goals have they scored this season? I mean, they're poor. They've conceded about 11 goals this season in 7 games. I mean, they have a couple of players that could bail them out here and there, yeah, people. Yeah, don't get me wrong in that. But I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking that no, Arsenal Arsenal have got enough firepower to actually make them bend to our will and make them car and make them fair. We have enough to punish them. I'm in a shopping mall actually. I just figured out that I want to just finish up the show around here. So, but yeah, people, yeah. So, very important. We need to keep it compact at the back too. You know, we should be very, very careful with this team in the counter attack. Yeah, they have players that can hurt us in the counter attack. They're very, very fast. They're calculated. I mean, you can do whatever you want with them, you know, for the first 20 minutes or something like that. But see, people, these guys, when they catch you on that break, when they catch you on transitions, it's a deadly because they have fast players. Courtesy Arsenal. We gave them Emil Smith Rowe. I mean, but again, let's see what happens. It's not gloom and doom. I still think that this should be a very easy game for the Arsenal people. So I'm not worried about this game. Far from it. I'm not worried at all. At all. I'm not worried because I think we have more than enough to actually stifle them. Ben Leno will be down there, former Arsenal goalkeeper. And in hindsight now, when you look at David Raya and his position at Arsenal right now and what he's done in the league, I mean, it's just a title that's just eluding him, in it. I mean, if he wins a couple of cup games and win a couple of titles out here, yeah, we might be looking at one of the best goalkeepers to ever grace Arsenal. I mean, how many clean sheets has David Raya got, bro? How many clean sheets? I know he might not really be the goalkeeper. I don't know. Is it a goalkeeper with the biggest amount of clean sheets this season? I'm not sure about that, but I mean, but bro, I think he is because we've only considered 3 goals. So yet again, we're now seeing David Raya keeping clean sheets again. People, that's just it. So in that goalkeeping position, I'm more than happy that we sent Ben Leno on his way down there to Fulham. You can talk about Martinez all you want. He's now a World Cup winner. I mean, he's playing with Aston Villa. He hasn't won anything per se with Aston Villa, and you know, yeah, a couple of decent performances with Aston Villa, but again, I'll take David Raya all day if you're pitching, these guys together. Of course, Sam says, yeah, that's a solid 11. Exactly, man. That's from Gunners for Life 82. He says, I would start Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, MLS. Ooh, MLS. Okay. Not Ricardo Calafiore. Okay. Ricardo Calafiore had a very, very, very good game. He had a couple of good games with Italy. And he actually played as a centre back, people. So, I mean, to just throw away MLS just like that. But again, I hear you in terms of rotation because people, yeah, Arsenal need to rotate. I mean, we all know this. We need to rotate. So I think I agree with that. I agree with that for that MLS, but he should play in that left back position because I would like to rotate this team because we have to keep a keen eye on Atletico Madrid. We have Atletico Madrid coming up very soon in the next 5 days. So, we have to keep all these things into perspective too. So, it is what it is. But either MLS, either Ricardo Calafiori, no problem. But again, why I want Calafiori to play is that people, he's one of the most improved fullbacks that we've had this season, people. Yeah. Defensively, he stifled Salah and the rest of them when he went to Anfield. Yeah. He he's okay. He's okay. I mean, he's not as bad as I thought he was. Yeah, last season defensively. This season he's improved, but again, we can still argue about that inference because Arsenal has also been good defensively. Arsenal have always kept possession of the ball in most games we've played this season. So that's not even a bigger way. You have to have a deep dive into the statistics of um, of Ricardo Calafiori defensively this season to be able to get those starts. But I'm not even actually doing that. What I'm just trying to say is that at this time, we have a bigger squad. We have a bigger squad that can cope with all these changes. So even if we don't play Ricardo Calafiori, we give him a little bit of rest because we would need him, people, at Atletico Madrid. But again, I don't know if we should just reach Ricardo and just play Marcelo with Skelly instead now, or if we should play Marcelo with Skelly now and use Ricardo in that game against Atletico Madrid. Because in that game against Atletico Madrid, it will be tight. We would need anything that could get us forward, anything that could pop up, chances for us. We would need it. That's why it's well suited for Ricardo Calafiori, although defensively, that will now be a bigger and massive test for Ricardo Calafiori. There's no need hiding under the ball possession in the league for Arsenal this time. So, I mean, it is what it is. And again, when you have squad depth, you don't have to worry about that, innit? And of course, Gunners for Life said Rice, Eze, Ethan, Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli. I mean, people, yeah. I'm even doubting this Gyökeres. Why must we put Gyökeres in every matchup, bro? Why should he start every game? It's not like he's scoring goals. It's not like he's firing on all cylinders. I hear you if you say, hey, you don't want his confidence to just get dinged, yeah? But again, you have to put things into perspective. You have to put some competition in place. How about starting Merino up front, people? I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's the perfect thing to do. I'm just saying, Gyökeres isn't scoring right now. Why can't we just put some little competition there rather than him just getting games just like that with no competitive edge, with no one pushing him? Kai Havertz is still injured. Gabriel Jesus still injured. So there's no one to actually put that competition on the balance and the scales, to our side. So I'm still 50-50 on that Gyökeres starting. But even if Gyökeres starts, good, no problem. We still have a Merino who could actually come in the second half and let's see if we can get any perspectives. Because if you see my show that I did yesterday, I talked about Merino scoring all these goals in with Spain in Europe. I mean, he's literally a terror threat to defenses in Europe. So then I'm just kind of like wondering, like, why aren't we using him to the best of his abilities in this team? I mean, you would look no further than Mikel Arteta. But again, now is not the time to talk. Now is the time to actually implement those changes in this team. That's what we need to do. So Mikel Arteta, rather than just sitting down there, yeah, and taking the plaudits and clapping and saying that you did everything for Mikel Merino. How about you get Mikel Merino scoring goals for the Arsenal in this team? That's what we need. How about doing that? That's what we need. That is exactly what we need, people. And of course, Samuel said that's a solid 11. Yeah, that's a solid 11 too. Only change is let's give Kepper a game, see what happens. Right? Kepper, exactly. And give, and again, Mikel Arteta, he would prefer to use David Raya in that position. But I hear you, man. You know, we should be able to give a fitness run out to our French players. How about that? But again, yeah, Samo, there'll be lots of all these fringe games coming up in the Carabao Cup and all these kind of games that will be coming up in the FA Cup real soon. So, you know, there will be enough games for everyone. This is one thing I know. If we are in contention in these competitions, there will be enough games to go around. So Kepa will have his time, you know, definitely. But again, let's read the chart and see. Big up Sam says Gunner for life and says bless up. And of course we have Matty Madas. He says bro looks like Howard from Halifax. Advert. Big ups to you, man. Matty, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And it says, nah, Fulham is our bogey team at the moment. And yeah, I do agree. Our last win down there at Cribbage Cottage came in 2023. Well, we won 3-0. But since then, we've stunk up the place when we go there because we've had lots of horrible showings. And Mikel Arteta's head isn't in it. They've derailed our title challenges down there at Craven Cottage twice in a row. And I think enough is enough. Now that we have enough players and enough quality in depth that can be able to drag us out of this stinky situation, then let's use it. Let's go into Craven Cottage and show them who's boss. And again, people, yeah, when you have Eze who could technically exploit spaces and kind of like put these teams that decide to keep a low block, yeah, put them to sleep, find pocket spaces, totally open up their defenses. And when you have Gyökeres to kind of like hold off the center halves, run the channels, kind of like just give us a competitive edge. That frees up Bukayo Saka. That frees up the other guy who will be using in the left, maybe Martinelli, maybe Trossard. I would prefer Trossard to come in from the bench, but again, when Trossard is scoring goals for Belgium, he's in red hot form right now. Why don't we still try to use him and bring in Martinelli, who has that pace, what's that flair, what's that momentum going in the second half, and bring him in the second half to actually stretch that Fulham defense in the last 20, 30 minutes. I think that would be a more better visible plan than to just unleash Martinelli most times. I think we should be very careful with the way we actually trying to push Martinelli into that first 11 right now. He hasn't really done enough to actually warrant us to actually start using him like that. We should be very wary about it and careful. I think it would be more better to bring him on in the second half to actually wear that Fulham defense, keep them on their toes, keep them running, keep them more focused on what's happening around the flanks, keep pressuring them, use Gyökeres to hold off 2 to 3 defenders, because that's what he does. Is a battering ram in this team. He's not getting at the end of goals. He has to go help out in build-up play. He has to run through the channels. He has to hold off centre halves. He has to be the battering ram of the team. So, you know, in doing that, he's not at the end of goals. So you could technically use Gyökeres to hold off the centre halves, get him to do every other thing, to hold them off and take players off our key wingers that could give us a competitive edge when playing Fulham. It could just completely just release Eze, who will have more spaces, because I've seen many teams double up on Victor Gyökeres this season. I'm seeing teams keep 2-3 defenders on him. So man is literally taking up to 2 defenders away from, away from Bukayo Saka. Is actually taking 2 to 3 players away from Eze, who could literally now have that space and definitely has that quality in it to just open up this team from the middle. So people, I mean, Gyökeres is key too. It's key because even if he's not scoring goals, he's also doing those other little things in and about the team to actually unlock other attacking players. So that's why I say okay, good enough. Not sure about Kepa yet. We need to make sure we win with Liverpool are struggling. Exactly, man. Exactly. And of course, Josh Trugun, oh, my brother, I sent you a message, man, about we doing a show this week. I didn't hear from you. But big up to you, my bro. Champions League night, Atletico Madrid. People, I will be with my brother, yeah, Josh Trugun for that matchup against Atletico de Madrid. How about that, people? How about that? Says Tony, my brother. He said, see you Tuesday for Arsenal. Let's go UCL night. I'm back, people. People, I will be there with my brother. I mean, just True Guinea, yeah. He's one of the people I work with, and he's my brother. Man is my brother. I mean, I trust. I trust. I mean, in this world, yeah, sometimes you could really say you don't trust people, yeah, but he's one of those people, yeah, that I really do trust. Yeah, trust and loyalty is not something you find out there, but it's one of those podcasters, yeah, that you could really trust, you could really have as a friend apart from streaming and all that. He's a great guy. So join me and Josh Truguner on Tuesday. Big important matchup with Atletico de Madrid. Very important, people. You have to watch us for that one. Josh Truguna says Incarpe debut against Fulham. Yeah. I'm all up for that. Let's see what he can do. Gunners for Life says big up Truguna. Truguna says bless up Gunner for Life 82. Hope you're good, man. Yeah, my guy is good. And he says I wouldn't mind giving Incarpe a chance, but as a sub, I hear you, bro. As a sub, I'm good. Thanks, Josh Truguna. Hope you're good as well, brother. Uh, MLS needs minutes too. Yeah, exactly. It needs a minute. It needs a minute. But again, there will be enough games. People, the FA Cup is coming up. Carabao Cup is already, in place. Champions League is there. People, there will be enough games. I really don't have I'm not scared about this thing. Yeah, there will be more rotation in the team when this cup competitions come up again. Gyökeres needs as many minutes as possible, and we don't have an adequate replacement to start. I hear you. Marino can be Plan B. Yeah, I get that. Federico Adamo, my Italian brother, Federico. He says, hi, Tony. Let's go, Gunners. Let's go, Federico. How you doing? Federico, make sure you join me on Sunday. No, sorry, on Saturday for that matchup against Fulham. You have to be there, my brother. Fox99 says, which team is favorite to win the Champions League? I mean, I don't want to say Arsenal because I support Arsenal right now. I mean, all these teams are stanky. I mean, look at Barcelona. Look at what PSG did to them. I mean, I was pitching Barcelona to win the Champions League, yeah, but I mean, look at what they're doing. They're stinking up the place. PSG even doesn't really look that strong. People, I'm leaning towards a Bayern Munich, but again, let's see. Because I still think that Bayern Munich is still, they're still meeting all these, easy teams. The German Bundesliga is an easy, it's an easy route. Yeah, let's call a spade a spade. Let's see Bayern Munich go fire for fire with a team that can go head to head with them, and then we can really confirm where the favorite to win the Champions League are. But again, it's very good to have Arsenal be in the conversation in the Champions League, be in and about. I want us to be off radar just a little bit, that will help us out. And then when the time comes to shoot down these bigger teams, then we shoot them down. But right now, I wouldn't prop up Arsenal to win the Champions League. But I'll tip the scales and say Arsenal could win the Premier League. Not because I think Mikel Arteta is the best, not because I think that Mikel Arteta has any input there, but just for the sheer reason that Arsenal have got squad in depth, and we have quality in the depth that we've gotten this season, thanks to Andre Berta. And we have some certain kind of players that we have down there that have some certain form of winning mentality in that team. Gyökeres is a winner at Sporting Lisbon. Zubimendi is a winner at Real Sociedad. He won the Spanish Cup. Is a matador with the Spain national team. Merino is a winner. Yeah, he's won the Nations League with Spain. He's a winner. Man has won trophies. Yeah, we have the best defensive partnership in the whole of Europe right now. We've only considered 3 goals this season. That puts us in that conversation of the best defensive team in the world. If we do think that the Premiership is the best league in the world, people. So we do have it. People, I don't want to run my mouth about Jurriën Timber, but you and me know that Jurriën Timber is the best right back in the league, if not in Europe. I mean, I double dare anyone out here in this chart. I double dare you. Bring me a name in the league that is a more better, a more fairy, and a more better right back in the league. I mean, let's leave the Spanish La Liga. Let's leave the Italian Serie A. Let's just talk about the Premiership. Who is the best right back in the Premier League? People, look no further. You know the answer to that. It's Jurriën Timber. So when you have the best centre backs in the game, yeah, when you have I mean, people, yeah, that talk of Konate and Van Dijk has been put to sleep. I mean, we could see Van Dijk as he was trying to defend. I mean, it looks like Ice Spice trying to twerk all over a show. Konate looks like Jay Boogie down there. I mean, people, yeah, let's don't do this. That conversation, it's dealt with this season already. Arsenal have the best centre back pairing in the whole of Europe. I mean, let's don't do that. Yeah, let's don't do that. Yeah, we have the best defense in the league. But the thing there is that we need to exploit that statement. We need to win trophies. What's the need of having the best defenders in the world and you can't win a league title and you can't win the Champions League? God damn it, you can't even win the FA Cup. So, in other words, the whole defensive supremacy, it's all for show, isn't it? Big up to Federico. Big ups to, of course, Fox 99 says, and of course, Storm Steel. Big ups, he says, big up Tony and the chat. Yeah, big up Storm Steel, man. How you doing? And Gunners for Life says, buying our favorites for me. Yeah, exactly, man. They look good. But they need to play a more bigger team too for me to really, really see, really experience Harry Kane fight for those chances again. I mean, there's no doubt about his quality, but I just want to see Bayern Munich play a more bigger team. A team that could literally be stick foot in challenges, can stifle chances of Harry Kane, and I just want to see things like that, and then I could really judge if Bayern Munich are the real deal. Right now, they're floating, they're flying, sting like a butterfly, fly like a bee. I mean, they're flying and they're flying high. No one is touching their wings right now, and it's good. I would allow Bayern Munich take all the plaudits right now and then allow Arsenal to just go under the radar in this Champions League, and then later on we show up to the party. But right now, I'll tip the scales towards Bayern Munich because they look far more stronger. They look far more intricate. Harry Kane is scoring. Gyökeres is stinking up the place. So, you just naturally have to just give it up, to Bayern Munich. Of course, Federico says, hi, Tony. Big up to Storm Steel. That's my guy. Cooper says, big up, Tony. Me and Cooper have a show tomorrow, people. Me, Cooper, and Craig Matthews will be looking in-depthly into this Fulham matchup and Atletico Madrid Champions League matchup coming up. So me and Cooper will be down here. Big up to Cooper, my guy. Cooper, I hope you're a little bit okay, man. I know you're not feeling fine, but I hope you're good. He says, sending love, mate. I'm having surgery tomorrow on my ankle. Oh, my days. People, I wish my brother Cooper, well in his surgery. Please let me know if you can still do that show tomorrow, Cooper, please. Storm still says, I would have to say Barcelona are my favorites for Champions League. They have a great team and are desperate to. But again, Barcelona, you saw what PSG did to them. They made them look like chickens. So, I mean, even that Barcelona, you can't even really just with your full chest, just put them in that conversation. Totally. To- That's what I mean. Big up, Cooper. Good luck tomorrow, brother. Yeah, good luck on behalf of Tony Clark, Gunner TV, and everyone, who make this channel tick. We wish Cooper, our brother, a safe surgery tomorrow. He's supposed to be on a show with me tomorrow, but I don't know. He'll let me know in a private chat if he could come in for that show. Big up to Storm Steele. He says, big up Cooper. Everyone else saying big up. We all support each other down here in this community. And he says, big up Gunners 4. Thanks, my brother. Storm Steele, bless you, my brother. Yeah, blessings going all around. Cooper, you're welcome. Ace says, Tony, you don't have the answers. My brother Ace says, it says, big up Gunner for life. I mean, everyone down here, yeah. I mean, see, people, we really, 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 really need to beat Fulham on Saturday. And of course, Gunners for Life says something. He says, Timber is the best right back in Europe at the moment. The people. I mean, you can't dispute these things, people. If we have the best centre back pairing in the whole of Europe right now, and we have the best right back, people, I mean, we need a title, bro. I mean, we need a title, bro. If we're having all this accolades for our defensive mechanism, we deserve a title with it, people. We deserve a title. We deserve it. Storm Steel says Julian Timber is the best in the league when he's not injured. I mean, I hear you about his injury record, but right now, bar for bar, player for player, pound for pound, speed for speed, and he's even transformed his game to a crescendo that right now he's scoring goals, and that's top notch. When you're adding goals to being in all these pop-up positions, helping out Bukayo Saka, I mean, he's completely driven Benjamin White out of that position. And I do think Benjamin White is a decent right back. That's it, people. So, people, I would like to see David Raya start up in the goalkeeping position. Julian Timber, Saliba. I would like to see Gabriel definitely in that right back position. I would like to see MLS just to give him game time. But I know Arteta, he will bring in Ricardo, no problem. But I'll start with MLS for me. Then in the midfield, I want to see Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and in that number 10 slot, I want to see Eze down there. I want to see Trossard start in the first half. There's a reason to that. I want in the second half, I want Martinelli to come in and stretch that Fulham back four, because we might need that later on, and we might need someone who could also score and stretch that defense later on. So I'll prefer Trossard to start down that left-hand side. People, I would also like to see Saka start in that right-hand side, and definitely Gyökeres to just start in that number 9 position. But in the 65th minute, if he doesn't get us a goal, Merino should just fix up and get in there and do something. How about that, people? So that's my first 11. I also want to see Incape come in and play. Welcome him back, to the Arsenal fold and into the team. People, that left back position, the fight is on, innit? The fight is on. People, thanks for showing up today. I'll be on tomorrow. There's no work this week. I'm totally free. Schools are closed, so there's no work for me. It's a paid holiday for 1 week. So tomorrow, I will be back on scheduled shows. Tomorrow, I'll be having up to 2 shows. One with Craig Matthews and my guy Cooper, wishing him also well for his surgery tomorrow. And also maybe I'll have a solo show, who knows? Or maybe I would have a show with Josh Triguna, who knows? But I mean, big up to these people, yeah. People, join me for that watch along on Saturday. Very, very important. As for me, I'm out of here, people. Peace. Thank you guys, yeah. Peace, people.